Welcome to Wow Speaks English,
a streaming program with a radio format made by the students for the world.
Hello, welcome back here to Wow Speaks English. Today we have an amazing episode. I am Linda, your host, and we are going to talk about video games and eSports. So let me introduce my co-host. Hello, Goose. Hello, Nata.
Hi, Linda. How are you?
Good.
Hi, Linda. How are you?
So, let me introduce also our guest.
Hello, my name is Felipe Arcisal.
Hello, my name is Sebastian.
Hello, my name is Juan.
And my name is Santiago Pino.
And nice to meet you, everyone. And let's start getting in context.
Okay, that's right, Linda. And to start getting the content, let's see what our audience thinks about today's topic. So we invite you to participate by scanning the QR code and sending us your audio message about it. Tell us your name, what your semester in, if you study in a different university or institute, and please name it. And addition, let's out know if our YouTube chat, where are you watching the show from?
And remember that you can participate by scanning the QR code and answering some of these questions. First of all, what's your favorite video game of all time and why? What video game character do you identify with and why? Third, do you think video games can have a positive impact on your life? Why? And finally, but not least, which esports team or player do you think deserves more recognition?
Remember that you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as Wow Speak English 2.0. And let's start with the first section, that is the What Do You Think section.
Have you ever wondered what other people think about stuff? Do you also want to express your opinion? Join us on WhatsApp and send your voice messages to start the conversation. Welcome to What Do You Think About It?
Hello.
Hi.
What is your name?
Daniel.
Daniel. Okay, Daniel. What is your favorite video game of all time?
His name is Gris.
It's an indie video game that gives you a sound and visual experience about traveling into an undiscovered world.
Do you think video games can have a positive impact?
Yeah, actually, I love to work with the synesthesia that give you the opportunity to combine different sensaciones, give you different things like the visual, the sound, the interactive with your thumbs into the virtual worlds can give you abilities to discover new things.
Hello,
Nice to meet you.
what is your name?
Gregson.
Okay, Grayson. Have you ever considered creating your game or content related to gaming?
Yeah, I like so the games like Mario, Zelda, and others, and I want to make my own games relate with fantasy world or like them.
Okay, what's a phrase from your favorite video game that you always remember?
Let's go from Mario. I like the Mario and saga, the saga of Mario. Yeah.
Yes, Mario. What character from a video game do you identify with and why?
Oof. For example, Link from The Legend of Zelda, because he do a travel to become the hero, so he need to improve all the skills and ability that he has. So identify because they continue growing to make a great hero.
Okay, thank you, Greg.
Hello, what's your name?
Hello, I am Julian. Nice to meet you.
Julian, what's your favorite video game of all time and why?
That's a good question. So, I say Hollow Knight. That's a good game. Has a excellent music and the art is very good.
And if you have the chance to live in a video game, what would you choose?
A chance. If I have a chance, I like Minecraft. That's
Why?
because the creativity is immense. It's so big and long, and have very good in sport art.
Well, thank you.
So thank you.
Manuela, tell me, what's your favorite video game of all time and why?
My favorite video game is Roblox because can I choose whatever video game and I play with my friends.
Are you more into competitive eSports or casual gaming?
Depend on the game, but always I am very competitive in the game because I wanna win.
And the last one, if you have the chance to live in a video game, which one would you choose?
I think Roblox, the game Med City, because it's like the similar Sims, and I can shoot my life and I can buy house, different clothes, and it's very fun.
Okay, thank you. Hello, today we are here with
Gustavo Velasquez.
and I'm going to ask him some questions. First, what's your favorite video game in all of time and why?
My favorite video game of all time is Valorant. I play it since it was launched and announced by Riot Games, and because I enjoy playing with my friends.
Do you think video games can have a positive impact?
Honestly, the community is absolutely toxic. I don't recommend to play it. But if you have any friends or if you want to spend time with some friends and just have fun, go on.
Okay, and the last question is, if you have the chance to live in a video game, which one would you choose?
I think that I will choose Minecraft because it is like so cute and fun actually, because everything is made of blocks. It is very creative with the things. I can build my own house, I can build my own things, and it just make my imagination flew.
Okay, thank you. Wow, I didn't know that there so many video games in the world. I mean, I only know like 3 of them, and you mentioned like a lot. What can you tell me about the video games you play? Do you have any favorite one or something?
Well, I think right now my favorite video game it's Elden Ring because the adventure and like the game punishes you to beat all the bosses with the extremely difficult. So for me, it's like like a great experience to have.
Oh wow! And you guys?
Well, in my case, it's not exactly my most favorite game, but it's a game that really impacted me a lot. The name is Rainward. I like it because it has a lot of, let's just say, it feels too much of life in it. It feels like you're actually interacting with real life animals and stuff. And I think that aspect of the game that really indulges you into the information just is great.
Wow.
All right, in my case, I would say it would be Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. I don't know if you heard about it. It's a really good game. It's really difficult, so that's why I like it. There are really a lot of different bosses that you have to take on to, and the story is just amazing. It talks about this history about Japan, like medieval Japan, samurais and stuff like that. So the story is really like immersive, and there are several endings. So you can get several endings. You can get several endings to the story, several paths. So I really love that game. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
I'd say for me, it's actually a hard question, but I have two games in mind. So it's basically Diablo 2 and Metal Gear Solid. Those are my two best. So Diablo is like an RPG game, an action RPG game, which is all about like getting your character like stronger, and advancing through the game. And I like that feeling of like grinding and having to suffer to get your character stronger and feel that power, So you feel all the work you put in gets you a reward. So that's what I like the most about it.
Wow, I think many people have like many video games that I have never heard. So let's listen to some audio messages that the people sent us to see what they think.
Hello, everyone. My name is Raymond Howard, and according to the question about what do you think, I have to say that my favorite video game of all the time is Majora's Mask of Zelda because it's ending desire for playing it. I play it as a child and I wanna play it as an adult.
Wow, it's like something with that. It's with you when you grow up. No, I remember that in the What Do You Think, people said that the video games are like really fun and they really give you like that great time you need in the day. But Gus said that it is a really toxic, community. Why?
Yes, well, Riot Games is like the company in charge of two of the biggest video games, like of time, more popular, like Valorant and League of Legends. I think is the most popular, and I play a lot of that. So I got like a lot of teammates that they're too good and they are kind people, or they're just toxic and start and throwing out like, you're garbage, you don't play so well, go AFK, and many things about that. In case there is these kind of games that are more chill, like TFT, that is also part of Riot Games company, that is more chill. It's like a chess, I guess. But I think it is depend. It's like it depends of your luck and of your teammate, actually.
Oh wow! And guys, do you think the same, or do you think it's completely different?
So I will say, aside from many of the games I've played, I work playing League of Legends, and my biggest tip is actually very related to what he said, and is I've been coaching people for a lot of time. I've been challenger in Latin America, which is the highest rank, masters in North America and masters in Europe, because I boot camped in there. And my biggest tip whenever I coach someone is mute everyone. Like, it is the single biggest tip that you can use to climb yourself up the ranks. Like, just seeing what everyone has to say, it's like an obstacle to you, because you're trying to work on yourself. If you want to win, you want to think that how are you gonna impact the game to win it by yourself, even though if it's a team game, you know, because you don't control the teammates, like you said, you rely on luck. Since you rely on luck, you better make the only factor that you control better, which is yourself. So listening to what others have to say about your play isn't helpful.
So basically, just don't pay attention.
Yeah, it's the best tip that you can use to climb.
Well, let's see what our audience think in the comments on YouTube, please.
Sure.
Yes.
First of all, they talk us about what are our favorite games. They're asking you too, Nata, and you too, Linda.
Wow.
Second of all, they say that many of you guys plays a lot of Minecraft, Mario Kart, Mortal Kombat. Wow. And some of the men, FIFA.
Nata, did you play any?
No, I
video
never
game?
play any video game. Maybe Parches, but I don't know. It's considered a video game.
Yeah, I think we have only played the
Yes.
ones that comes in the cell phones. And well, let's continue with our interview that we have about eSports. So please, Gus.
Okay.
No.
Hello, Andres. Thank you for joining us here
Yeah,
today
very good.
at Who Speaks English. It's a pleasure having you here today. I would like you to tell us a little bit about yourself to start.
Hi, so thanks for having me. My name is Andreas. I am from Colombia, but I'm currently living in Finland. I work as a data scientist for a startup company, and I do enjoy a little bit of gaming when I have some free time. So I guess that's what we are talking about today. So very pleased to be here.
Thank you very much. So tell us, what was your first video game console and what was your favorite game on it?
Right. So growing up, I didn't really have like a game console per se. Like we didn't have that kind of money in my family at the time. But we played a lot of games, like using some emulators and computer. So I do remember a friend lent me some games that he had in a CD room, and we played these Nintendo games, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask was like some of my first gaming experience, and I remember that quite only very good experiences there, and yeah, and I was a little bit hooked on games since that point.
All right. And do you have a favorite genre?
Yes. I do enjoy this kind of genre that is called the roguelite. The roguelite is this sort of game where you like do like one run at a time, and at some point in the game you die, and you have to like start over from the very beginning. So you lose all your progress or your things that you got during your and you have to like start over. And that plays very well with how my brain works, because I cannot really focus for long periods of time. But with this sort of games allows you to like play for some time, and then if you die, okay, then it's fine. It's all the same if you go back to the beginning anyway. So that I like. I also do enjoy like a bit of open world games, similar, like, for instance, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, those sort of open world games where you have the chance to explore and be a little more free on your play.
Okay, thank you. And I would like to ask you last question. So in general, people tend to think that video games could have like a negative impact on your behavior. In your opinion, is it like that, or do you consider there are positive aspects of video games?
No, I do think games are super positive, and they can be like super positive in many sense. Especially if you kind of see video games as an extension of narrative storytelling. Like, for instance, movies. I like movies as well, and then you get to like see a story. But when you're playing a game, you get to be like a part of the story, so you feel more connected to the ideas or the kind of intentions that are behind the game, and in that sense it can create like a lot of empathy, for instance, or those situations where you can like relate to characters or situations where you wouldn't normally be part of, but the game allows you to be part of that story, and I find that very powerful. That is why I enjoy these games that are like telling beautiful narrative stories. Like it's like a step beyond like reading a book, because you get to play through it.
Okay, thank you very much. Those were very interesting answers. Thank you for joining us again and for participating in this special show about video gaming.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for having me, and I hope you have some fun playing games.
Thank you.
Wow, I think video games are like a whole completely different world, and it gives you like a lot of things. I mean, you can imagine how many are the possibilities, and people are getting crazy right now in the YouTube chat. So please, can we read some of the comments?
Yes, Linda. For example, Mariana Fernanda says that she don't play video games, but in the past she plays Mario Kart. G, I don't know what is your name, says that his favorite video game is Pokemon in all the versions, and he loves to play this. For example, Catherine says that his favorite video game is Mario Bros, and the same for all the comments.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments about Mario Kart, actually.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I think many of the people that are now watching us don't know that much about video games and eSports, so let's continue with the next section.
Yes, okay. For example, eSports are the games that you can play, but at the same time be in a competition with other gamers or individuals. And so it is a big entertainment industry. And currently is considered a profession. Some examples are Fortnite, League of Legends, I don't know what it is, and FIFA and Grand Touring. And the difference is like the video games are the programs where people can experience several experiences while they're interacting with others, but it isn't considered a profession. The most popular video games are Minecraft, Roblox, Destiny 2, Elden Ring, and Call of Duty.
Wow.
And we have some questions for you. We want to know what was the first video games console and what was your favorite game on it?
Okay. In my case, the first console that I ever had was, I don't know if you remember that, it's called like the PlayStation. And yeah, well, the first games that I ever played were basically Mario Bros. And the one about aliens where you shoot like airships and things like that. So that was basically it. I think that's the most common one that everybody got, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I remember that when I was little, I used to play in that, and it was, for me, it was difficult. And you guys, do you have any first console?
Well, in my case, I do remember that one of my first console, but my first console wasn't actually a console. It was sort of like a ripoff of the Atari, where you can play like Mario and stuff. But my first real console was, if I'm not mistaken, the PS2, where I got the chance to play the whole trilogy of Crash Bandicoot. Like the whole thing. It was absolutely great.
Indeed.
Okay, well, I have the possibility to grow up with a Nintendo DS and with Pokemon Platinum, like one of the comments of the YouTube channel. And yeah, it was really crazy because it was my first experience with a video game, and Pokemon is a big world with a lot of things that you can do. Yeah. So, wow, it was really nice.
In my case, I actually don't know what my first console was. I've been playing video games since I can't even remember. But my guess would be between a PS1 or a Sega Genesis, which were the consoles that we had. So it was either my first game, Sonic, or I would say Mega Man X2, which was on the PS1.
Wow, well, so let's move to the tip talk section.
Many things happen every day at our campus.
Let's discuss them at Tip Talk.
Okay, so now let's move to the segment 2 about eSports in Colombia.
Okay. Well, esports events in Colombia are becoming interesting, significant with some major case events. Some of here gamers, much of you, which one of you plays League of Legends and stuff? Have you ever heard about the Shinanime? Here it does have, it's like a major event when everyone starts cosplaying, they're going for like a big community, you find out very interesting people around them. And it actually have a little tournament. If you want, you're a Smash Bros player, you go to a tournament, you sign up, you can participate and win stuff, or you can buy it, some collectibles. And I think the WoW is having one event this week.
Yeah, actually it is provided by the Cry, and it is going to be at September 6th. So you are all invited. And I have one more question for our guests. I mean, you guys said that you start with a console. What was that memorable moment you had when you said, "Oh my God, this is literally my thing"? Like, do you have any memorable moment or maybe a memorable match that you've played?
Well, in my case, I do remember one time I was recently just getting into playing in a PC because throughout like 6 or 7 years of my life I was only playing on a console. It was the first time that my mom lent me one of his computers so I could use it for things of school and stuff. And I remember that day I tried a game called Undertale. It was my first history game that I remember that I played. It was a great game. I had some memorable times. I remember into one of the specific endings of the game, I cried because I was, let's just say, touched by the whole story of the game. And that feeling restored or just kind of happened again when I recently played Rainward. And just kind of remind me of how games just bring you into this feeling and idea of a virtual world that really just feels alive and that wants to tell you like a story.
No, well, that's good. I mean, I couldn't never imagine that. Well, so what about video games and Cultur Impact?
Okay, for example, in the music, the Final Fantasy series is the song that changes the life of Nobuo Uematsu, who is the compositor. He made this success when a friend asked him if he wanted to improve his skills in the music. In other case is Shiro Sagitsu, who was the compositor of Neon Genesis Evangelion. And he made albums about music and remix. For this reason, he won an animation called Pride in 1997 in the category the Best SoundCloud. And Kuhu Kongo is the Nintendo compositor, and he is a great employee in this franchise. And also he always known because he created the music of Super Mario and the series of The Legend of Zelda. About online communities, currently it's common that people work in Twitch. That is a platform where you can do real-time transmission and you can talk about the trending topics. And other important platform is Discord. There is a new form that people can communication because it isn't necessary that you have the number or information to the other person, because you can create a conversation. For example, in Among Us, there is a game that was very famous in pandemic. you can play with other people, with your friends, and you can talk while you do several activities in the game, and you can create new friends there.
Okay. Well, I have one question, and it is, for people who don't play video games, what is the perfect, or I don't know, the ideal video game when you can start?
There are many games that you can start with. Like Mario is one of the first games that most people probably play. Sonic, it's a game that you can play too. Like platform games are very simple, so you can pick them up really fast. They need mostly 1 or 2 buttons. Of course, they can be hard. 1 or 2 buttons doesn't mean the game can't be hard, but it's easy to get into. I wouldn't, for example, recommend someone if you have never played a video game to play League of Legends, for example, or a shooter game, because you go online and everyone's gonna kill you and you're not gonna learn quick. So it's better to start with something that just you start getting a hang of it, and then you can go on from there.
For the cultural impact, do you guys think that video games actually have a cultural impact?
Yeah, I think it depends. Even I saw on a TikTok the VR Among Us that some guy it was teaching the table of multiplications a child during a game session. So I think it depends, because the video players have all the possibilities to do great things and bad things. So
yeah, so it's depending how you use it actually.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know you can teach through video games. Juan Diego, and what do you think?
So I do agree that they have a really big impact on culture. You can see it everywhere now. Even people who don't like video games, they like TV series or movies, and now you're seeing video games being adapted to TV series and movies, and that is basically good for everyone, because people who like books are being adapted into TV series, are getting more acknowledgement, are getting more recognition. So basically video games are like a pathway for other platforms to get more recognition and be adapted into other places where more people can enjoy them. So I do think that they're really have a really huge impact right now, especially right now.
Well, talking about that, I know that there's a TV series about, I don't know, disease or something that has to be with mushrooms. I don't know. It was very popular. The actor was Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, The Last of Us.
Yeah, The Last of Us. I didn't know
know
that was a video game. I really enjoyed the TV series. So guys, we have a lot of audio messages, so let's listen to them.
Hello everyone. My favorite video game is Minecraft, because I think it's a really fun video game to hang out with friends. I think video games have a positive impact because they help us work as a team.
Wow. People talk about too much about Minecraft. What is it about? I mean, I don't know. What is it?
Well, Minecraft, it's just a simple survival game where most of the world is constructed about blocks. So you have to find your way so you can get materials, get resources, and survive on a daily basis. Also, Minecraft, although now is sort of in a stop on progress, it has been a game that has inspired a lot of people in the world. It has even people who don't play Minecraft know about Minecraft, so that tells you a lot about it.
Yeah. Oh well.
So. And also, the thing, Minecraft just allows for imagination. So even if you don't play many video games, you can just enjoy it however you want. You can build houses, you can explore, and the fact that the world is randomly generated creates a new experience every time. So I think a lot of people enjoy that. Like games that create different random scenarios are good because you can enjoy it differently every time.
So people get the chance to be free.
Yeah, it's and also every playtime that you do, each session is gonna be different. That's actually, there's a funny fact about Minecraft, which is the music plays randomly. it doesn't have a music for each biome or different setting that you have. And the objective of that was that one was technical because it was really hard to put it in different places because the world is so big. And the other one, the composer just opted for a type of music which is ambient music, and ambient music is just well suited for basically every situation, which is the music that they use, for example, in airports. So he designed the music such in a way that it could fit in every situation. So someone, for example, would build their house and maybe something plays, and they would remember that like a good experience, you know?
Oh, and what about Roblox?
My nephew plays a lot of that. I don't.
You guys? No?
I've never played Roblox. No.
Well, I have barely played Roblox. Most of the times when I play Roblox, it's either horror games. I don't know why, but for some reason Roblox is very good at doing horror games. And most of the times it's just because, you know, playing with my friends and stuff. It's not something similar to Minecraft, but it's still a really good experience when the games are well made, of course.
Oh, wow. So Roblox has like many games in it, or?
Well, basically, Roblox is sort of like an engine that you can use to make levels in other games. So many people use this engine to do animations, to do any sort of games, like for example Tycoons. There's a game that I do remember that's called Natural Disaster. I think everybody started their journey on Roblox with that game, and it's simply just a game where randomly a disaster spawns on an island and you have to survive somehow.
Wow.
And I think that accessibility, so for you to create your own games without knowing too much about creating games, gives a lot of free will to the creativity that you can have.
So it's a place where you can go on with your creativity.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep listening to audio messages.
Hello everyone, my name is Hernando Rodriguez. My favorite video game is Vice City because it was the first game I was able to play and it always reminds me of my childhood. I believe that video games help us develop thinking and skills. Thank you.
Well, here in the chat we have a comment from Teachers Brenda, and she says my favorite character is Katara from Mortal Kombat. So guys,
But
which one is your
if
favorite
I
character?
had to choose a game like the
Sorry, which one is your favorite character? Do you have one actually?
In any game or Mortal Kombat?
I don't know, any game or Mortal Kombat.
I mean, in Mortal Kombat it would be Kawal, which is the guy with the mask. He's burnt behind the mask. He uses a weird weapon, weird two weapons. That's my favorite character from Mortal Kombat. But my favorite character of all time, I would say it's either between Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid or Illidan from World of Warcraft.
Well, and you guys?
Well, I think for me it's Miss Aloy of Horizon Zero Dawn because all the path that she have to need like to cover in her adventure, it's really crazy because she has to fight with all like a tribu that it's like in a world that have a disaster and to robots like take a life, and so it's like they don't have enough technology, so she have to recreate all the password and with that technology like save this world.
And Juan Diego?
I would say Kratos from the God of War. That character has had like the biggest character development like I've seen in video games throughout the whole series, especially in the latest games. So yeah, I would say his character is very, very, very extensive. So I would say that's my favorite one. I've loved, since I played it since I was little, I've loved to watch him like grow as I grow, I guess.
Okay, and let's keep reading audios in the chat.
John Fernando Sanchez says that he only seen Roblox and streaming YouTube. And Ana Milena says that I don't know. No, sorry. Paula said she never had a console, but his brother had one and she played them.
Okay.
It's really fun how many of the comments said, I used to play League of Legends and I wouldn't recommend it. It's like really funny because it's all are negative. And some of them starts with, oh, I used to, but now I don't. Some girls are here telling us about their favorite character. Valentina Lopez says her favorite character is Yoshi. Me too. That's mine too, because actually he's so cute. Juan Daza agrees with Santiago that FC24 is the best video game to compete in soccer with other players. And many of you guys doesn't have a lot of consoles or didn't play video games.
Yeah, but they said that they used to share one with a family. So let's keep on moving with the business of esports and gaming. Now that one comment mentioned about streaming platforms.
Yes, first of all, the streaming platforms, they are more like the most popular are four, if I can remember. They're Twitch, YouTube, obviously, Facebook Gaming, and the other one I don't remember. But it's actually really popular. The most popular of them is Twitch, I guess. That is actually generated over $2.8 billion. There are a lot of top streamers there, like Mr. Beast. And I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite streamer? Twitch streamer.
I don't think I have one. I would say right now it would be someone that is called Kadro, which is a League of Legends streamer. He used to be pro, but right now he's not anymore. He's just a commentator and he spectates. He co-streams the tournaments, like Korea tournaments and Europe tournaments and things like that. So he's really educational. You learn a lot with him. So I would say that right now he's like my favorite streamer.
Do you have anyone?
Yeah, I would say Asmongold probably, which is a World of Warcraft streamer, kind of, because he's very variety-based, you know, so he streams a lot of different things and reacts to different things. I like his point of view on topics he talks about on the game, on different general stuff in the world, and it's fun to watch.
What is the point to watch and stream?
To watch, it depends on every person. Like, you could watch a top high-end competitive player because you want to watch someone really good and see how it's done in the top level, either just because of entertainment or because you want to learn from him, or you could watch a React streamer because you want to watch the content that they watch with them, kind of. You could watch people that do guides on video games and learn about them. You know, you could watch speedrunners because you like to see how people take games to like the highest you can, because speedrunning is all about that, like just completing the game the fastest you can, so you have to be a master at the game. So yeah, many reasons you might watch streaming.
Okay, Gus, what about the major tournaments?
Well, the biggest esports tournaments offer enormous prize. For example, the International 2021 Dota 2 tournament was recognized because he record-breaking prize pool over $40 million. And do you guys the ones who plays League, you know about how is it when it's Fnatic and Faker? Is the champions, I guess?
Championship.
The championship.
The LCS?
LCS.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, and in Valorant is the Champions Valorant finale, I guess. Do you guys enjoy watching them or just seeing it for fun?
Yes, of course, I watch it every time. I think he probably does too.
Yeah, actually, today I woke up at like 4 a.m. because Faker was playing in Korea. Yes. And because of the time difference, I had to wake up at that time to watch him, but he lost, so.
Yes.
And I watched the International too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I used to play Dota before League of Legends and I competed in Dota.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I've been always following the competitive scene. But Dota, the games are so long that sometimes it's like dreading to watch the games, even if they're fun.
Look, I tried Dota 2 with some friends because I was like getting tilted from League of Legends. It was the worst idea of my life. We have literally just started, and it was a 2-hour match, one match. And then I was getting frustrated because they always told me that, hey, you're good at League of Legends, you should be good at Dota. And I was like, I was frustrated, so I started to play more and more. And actually, I don't play it anymore because I just quit it and just came back to LoL because I don't know.
So guys, we have to keep moving because as always, we are running out of time. What about the sponsorship revenue?
In 2021, sponsorship revenue in eSports reached approximately $641 million, and it's expected to continue growing as more brands join in the world. There's Coca-Cola, there's Red Bull, Nike, and Mercedes-Benz have invested heavily in eSports sponsorships. You know, Coca-Cola actually, everything is about League of Legends actually, because Coca-Cola have always been there. They make a sponsorship with League. They make a special cans of some champions, I guess, that were collectibles. And Mercedes-Benz also do in Overwatch. They made this trophy with a lot of Mercedes-Benz style.
No, we have a lot of comments in the YouTube chat about the streamers, actually. Nata, can you read them?
Yes. Let me see. Give me a moment, please.
Well, people said, Luisa Fernanda said, I don't like the Colon streamers. And Angie Natalie said, my favorite streamer is Juega Herman. Wow. And some people keep just talking about the consoles. And John Fernando said, I have only seen Roblox through YouTubers. Wow.
Yes.
And GTA Online through YouTubers. So, there is a question here that I can't find it, but I remember that someone asked for any recommendations for people who don't play video games. What can you tell them?
But by my part, I think if you want to start your first time playing video games, first, don't go to any competitive video game like Valorant, League of Legends, any of that. Don't go there. You're going to have a horrible experience. Not recommendable. But I do recommend to try history games, survival games, and things like that. Since first, by the part of survival games, it gives you, let's just say, a lot of experience of trial and error, and like trying to improve on your stuff. And in history games, you get to experience a lot of the history of the character. It's sort of like you're experiencing a movie while not watching a movie, but instead just you feel like you're playing the movie. So I do recommend, if I had to recommend a history game, I would definitely recommend to play Undertale. It's a really simple and fun experience, and it gives you a lot of storytelling when it comes to characters. So yeah.
And you, Juan Diego, what recommendation would you give?
Yeah, well, for people who don't play video games, I would say you're missing out because there are a lot of really good stories out there. I would say also don't get frustrated because I know that like for people who play video games, it's very normal to like handle the controllers and everything. And I know that for people who don't, it's like really frustrating. So I would say just don't get frustrated. Like it's something that you're going to learn eventually. Like even if people know it because they have played it for a long time, if you don't, that's fine. You're just there to learn. And as he said, yeah, basically just play story games because they're really immersive, really really good stories that you guys are missing out on. And so yeah, that's how you should like approach video games if you're just starting.
Oh, well, talking about recommendations, actually we have recommendations for the Cry here in the Autónoma, so let's play the video where they recommend us to go. Hello, today we are here with Irlendi and she's going to tell us about one event that's going to happen here at the WOW about eSports.
Linda, I want to invite the community university to participate in the third version of Gamer Says WOW. This activity is organized by different departments in the university, like digital entertainment program, the CRI, well-being students, group of students of Media Collab, and League of Vallecaucana eSports. And this activity will be realized in September 6th, and if you can participate, you can complete the forms.
Okay. So, well, there's the recommendation for the ones who wants to know what is all this world about video games about. And there's this QR code where you can scan it and subscribe, I think, to the competition. So let's move on to the comments on YouTube.
Okay, Paula says that her favorite streamer is Rubius, and Julian says that his favorite streamer is Emma Suarzus. I don't know. And Valentina says that she doesn't have a favorite streamer.
Okay. So we are running out of time. We're almost done. So I don't know. Do you have like any other recommendations, or maybe if someone, I don't know, feels frustrated because I remember that a video said that it is frustrating when you have to start again. So what would you recommend to the people who don't like to start again? I mean,
I would say actually that is the most challenging thing about video games, just to learn how to deal with frustration. And whenever someone asks me like what is the biggest thing that you need to compete specifically, it is actually the same thing. Like, know how to deal with losing, because even if you're the best, you're gonna lose a lot. So knowing how to deal with that makes you better at everything at life. Like, I would say, for example, in my case, I'm studying medicine at the moment. I would say having that mindset just pushes me constantly, because even if something is really hard, I will just grind it up and read and practice until I get it. So don't surrender and just use that practice in video games to get yourself better.
You got it.
Well, I think my recommendation is that you have to know you, because there are a lot of video games and it's like an other entertainment. So if you have likes of movies or series or something that you really like, and it's the same with video games, so try a lot and don't panic if you try a video game and don't like because it can pass. So yeah.
So basically there is a video game for every person,
Yeah.
actually. So well, let's listen to the last audio messages that we have.
Video games can have a positive impact in a person. For me, yes, really, because for example, when you are chill, play all of the time Minecraft, you can improve your creativity and imagination. And with that, for example, if you like to be an engineer, an architect, you can propose different solution for a problem and maybe create a new solution of a big problem of the humanity.
Wow, so video games really have a really good impact, as we can see. So well, people, we almost done. Thank you to our guests for being here, and thank you to my co-host. Remember that the next episode is going to be about the Women's World Cup, and yeah, thank you for watching us, and let's hope to see the next episode.
Welcome to Wow Speaks English.
A streaming program with a radio format made by the students for the world.